Kathy Griffin has been a friend to our show from before TV. She was a friend of my radio show. She's a friend of this show. She's a friend in the name of I do stand-up now, when I have the time. I like Kathy, but Kathy, there is no defending you. So TMZ got a hold of a photo, you've already seen the photo, of Kathy holding a bloody, gory, we're not showing that, of Donald Trump. Now, that to me is, first of all, he's our president. And you might not like him, you might not have voted for him, but he does deserve respect. You know? If you want to talk about him at your kitchen table or at your cocktail party, that's a different thing. But when you're a comedian and when you're on stage or you're doing a photo shoot, now apparently the photographer who took the picture is one of these edgy photographers. He's always done provocative stuff. So he's probably the one who came with the prop, and pulled the head out, and then Kathy probably thought it'd be funny. And during the photo shoot, it's alleged that, he was even coaching her like, no, all we see is his profile. You have to face it forward, face it forward. And so that's what she did. And she goes to him allegedly during the photo shoot. We're gonna get in trouble for this one. So look, Kathy's a 50-something-year-old woman. She knows what she's doing. Second of all, Kathy Griffin is one of two people that I know in my personal life that has never had a drink or a pull or popped a pill. Like, she's totally sober, which, like you could blame it on the sometimes you can get away with stuff like that, but Kathy has no excuses. And so now it's just a mess. The Secret Service are looking into everything. That'll probably go on for the rest of the presidency, I might add. So she's gonna have to pay her taxes every single time. She's going to have to make sure her car is always registered with good emissions testing and stuff. And thank God she doesn't drink or smoke. Can you imagine the paranoia? Oh my God, who's coming up the driveway? All right, well, now, and people are boycotting her comedy shows. Now, I suspect that her beehive will be back. Because people who love Kathy get it. So she'll be back, and she'll be back to sold-out crowds. Norman, do you think? I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, I'm in the Kathy beehive a little bit.
Yeah.
And I can
You
put
were
aside.
offended, you called me.
I was offended, definitely. But, I would go see her again.
You'll forget about it.
Yeah.
Well, she did apologize a few hours after the photo was released. She was, public shamed into apologizing. And this is not an MGM production. This is Kathy sitting in her house, scrubbed free, with a cute bob. And we've always talked about her hair, like me and her when she comes here and stuff, because she's got like a coarse hair, you know what I mean? And you can really see it in the following. Anyway, take a look at her hair, but listen to what she says. Go ahead.
Hey everybody, it's me, Kathy Griffin. I sincerely apologize. I am just now seeing the reaction of these images. I'm a comic, I cross the line, I move the line, then I cross it. I went way too far. The image is too disturbing. I understand how it offends people. It wasn't funny, I get it. I've made a lot of mistakes in my career. I will continue. I asked your forgiveness, taking down the image, gonna ask the photographer to take down the image, and I begged for your forgiveness. I went too far, I made a mistake, and I was wrong.
Just the steps over her shoulder alone. Is this where ne'er-do-wellers gain access to her bedroom? Because now, if you have the Secret Service on you and if you piss off enough people, you do realize that she will always have to look over her shoulder for at least the next several years. Look over her shoulder. She could lose her New Year's Eve job. She does with the Anderson and the Cooper on New Year's Eve. And well, now is about the time, we're last day of May. Now's about the time where these people who want you to host for New Year's Eve, they lock you in, they give you half your money, you sign a contract, boom, you know where you're gonna be New Year's Eve. If I were CNN, I would stay away from this for a moment. I'm gonna tell you why. Because we, the public, will totally forget about this in approximately 30 seconds. We've got more things to focus on. Besides the mess going on in our private lives, there's that Bill Cosby trial coming up. OJ's about to be released and be on the loose. And of course, we keep our eye on that disgusting Scott Disick. I'm sure he'll be dating more underage girls. So all she has to do is just lay low. The problem is that we have a president who loves social media and he does it himself. So believe me, if CNN signs him, Trump is going to ramp up the absolute hate for her. As well he should. I mean, beheading. Listen, if you carried a head that's bloody of your next door neighbor, that's equally as disgusting. Like, who does that? Our soldiers, men and women, are being decapitated over there. The streets are on fire with crime. You can't even go to the bank machine without getting acid in your face. Yeah, that's one of the latest things that's going on here in New York. It's Kathy, what were you thinking? And you can't even blame it on the good weed. All right, so there's more fallout with Kathy Griffin. Well, since the controversial, bloody beheading of the president, CNN has fired her from hosting New Year's Eve with Anderson Cooper. Now, remember, yesterday we were talking about this and I was saying they might want to consider not having her there on one hand. On the other hand, we forget things so easily as a society that by, December 31st, we would have forgotten about what Kathy did, but Donald Trump won't. Say. And he's the type of guy who will be tweeting and social mediaing about this building up for 30 days for a build-up. Don't you think? Yes. He's the president, but he's got his petty ways about him. And Kathy, listen, they fired her. She's been doing this special with Anderson since 2007. Uh-huh. And remember, at one point, I think like her first year doing it or something like that, she made like a joke about servicing Anderson, if you know what I'm saying. Yeah, they were appalled, but I guess that made people tune in for the next year to find out what else is Kathy gonna say, because she's a comedian, and if you're good at being a comedian, then people always are listening to, what is she gonna say next? But I think that this Trump thing took it way too far. Anderson tweeted out, for the record, I'm appalled by the photo Kathy Griffin took part in. It is clearly disgusting and completely inappropriate. Wow. Well, I like it too, because it means that what I always think is exactly what it is. There's no real friends in this business. Because if you were her friend, you wouldn't have said anything, Anderson. You would have let CNN just fire her and let her put on her grown woman panties and understand you did this to yourself. It's kind of like how Bill Cosby is looking for, Eddie Murphy and them to back him up. Well, sometimes people get themselves in such a stiff pickle. Sometimes people get themselves in such a pickle that you can't back them. You know what I'm saying? That you just can't. And I'm no Mother Teresa, and if I were Anderson, I would not have put anything out there. I would have called Kathy behind the scenes and said, well, look, this is what happened, and been prepared for Kathy not to want to be friends with me anymore. I mean, these guys hang out together outside of just that Rockin' Eve that they do. As a matter of fact, it was Anderson's job, and then he brought her on. And for the record, Kathy is not losing like a year's worth of livelihood. Hosting a New Year's Eve thing, that's like, give her, $150,000. It's a one-off. But still, sponsors have bowed out from her. And during our morning meeting, it was brought up that, by the way, I've never seen this Anderson Kathy New Year's Eve. I'm from the Dick Clark School, so I tolerate the Ryan Seacrest. Only because he has on Jenny McCarthy, and you never know what's going to come out of her mouth. You know what I mean? Anyway, Kathy Griffin is on the cover of The Hollywood Reporter. And she asked the question, can a comic in exile come back? Yes. I believe at this particular point, first of all, her Trump photo with her and the head was 8 months ago. And in 8 months, so much crap has gone down. All right, Cosby was already pending, but now with the Weinstein and all these other pigs that have come out, yes, Kathy, you can come back. But you know what, Kathy, here's the deal. If you come back, I don't want to hear half hour of Trump or politics talk. Like, get to the funny. Get to the funny. In the meantime, you know, Anderson and Andy don't mess with her anymore. And this New Year's Eve, she spent at home with her boyfriend in her $10 million home watching, she watched CNN, though she turned it on after people tweeted her saying that it's horrible, it's horrible. So she says, the minute I do something that makes money, they will all love me again. I don't understand. You know, I don't think I've shared this with you, but I will. When Kathy was going through the initial inferno of the head and people were dropping her as friends, she placed an email to me here and with her phone number. And so the gist of it was she wanted to know how I deal with basically being a big mouth and having celebrity friends. I didn't call her back because there's no conversation. I don't. You got to choose your sides. Either you're with them or you're with us. Okay? Okay? Can't have it both ways. Nope. Nope. Don't care about celebrity culture, except if I'm talking about it. You know, I call it the light. I don't want to get close to the light. The light taints everything. And you know what about the light? The light turns on you in a heartbeat, the way they turned on Kathy. Anderson, SJP, Andy, all them, they've turned on her and she's like, oh, Wendy, what do I do? Bitch, come on now. I think this stance is making me be more aggressive. I don't know. I don't know. Probably the biggest story, in my opinion, was Kathy Griffin. Did you see her rant? Well, it was the first thing I woke up to on Saturday morning. Backstory is that TMZ posted a video of Andy asking whether he had spoken to Kathy since he was hired to do CNN's New Year's Eve special when Kathy was fired. So now he'll be alongside Anderson on New Year's Eve, and Kathy is odd man out. Kathy's very upset about this, but here's what Andy said.
Have you talked to Kathy at all in the meantime? Did you run it by her first before you accepted it? Or...
Who?
Kathy Griffin.
Who?
Kathy Griffin.
I don't know her.
Those Hollywood people are gonna stop believing in these fake friendships. You know, because when the stuff hits the fan, it's every man for himself. And I don't know how you feel at your job, but I've always felt that way. No matter what you do. So she's odd man out now. So the next morning, and apparently it's being alleged that Harvey knew that Andy was landing. So Harvey sent over the cameras to the airport. And so, like the whole conspiracy theory. Anyway, the next morning, Saturday, I woke up to Kathy's clapback, claiming that when she woke up and saw the message from Harvey Levin on her phone, asking her to call, she was appalled. Then she played Harvey's message and gave out his cell phone number. I dialed. It's disconnected. His full cell phone number. And Kathy said that she had never given Harvey her cell phone number. She doesn't know how he got it, and how dare him call her about, such nonsense. But Kathy had a whole lot more to say about both men. Take a look.
Let me tell you a little bit about Andy Cohen. He was a miserable boss. I didn't know that when they ended the D-list and I desperately wanted to do a talk show, Andy Cohen would be the first television executive in the history of television to give himself a talk show. I've actually done Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen twice. Both times I did the show, right before we went live, Andy Cohen privately asked me in an office in Embassy Row, which is the production company that does that show, if I wanted to do Blow. People like Andy Cohen and Harvey Levin, who honestly just live to take women down, we need to speak up about. Oh, and by the way, Harvey, where the did you get my personal cell number? And who the do you think you are harassing me on my cell phone, calling me directly?
Well, Kathy's always been a say it like you mean it girl. There will always be people who want to see Kathy. She, you know, she's a very funny and creative woman, but in terms of working beyond the stand-up, you know, dates that she can do you think that she'll ever work in that town again? No. Do you think, well, she already had a talk show. It lasted for, I think, a couple of years, and then it got canceled. Suzanne, do you think she'll ever work in that town again?
You know, there's always a second chance for everyone, I think, so she might be back.
I think that if she just didn't say anything, this would have all gone away.
I agree.
You know,
I agree.
this all started, and Kathy got fired because she held the bloody head, which I think that that was taking it too far, but you know, Kathy's a comedian and that's what they do, the bloody head for the photo shoot. And then Anderson was like, I can't be bothered with that. So anyway, Andy then tweeted, I'm completely stunned by this story, talking about what Kathy said. It's 100% false and totally made up. That's what they all say. Kathy Griffin is returning to stand-up. So, here she is doing Kathy in her own way. She wore a Trump mask on the stage as she entered to say hello to people and flipped everybody the bird. Pick a finger. Yep. Now, there's two observations about Kathy, and then we'll talk about the routine. The first one is she shaved off all of her hair because her sister passed away of cancer. So she did that in an honor. That's why she's, but you know what? The good thing is, show the close-up of her face. She's got good face, right? A lot of women couldn't pull that off. But that's my first observation. The second one is Kathy normally tells her jokes in black jeans or black leggings. That's Kathy. So all of a sudden, she's in a cobalt dress with the shaved head and heels. Here's my thing. I don't think that she should have come out with the Trump joke first. I feel like part of her being able to heal from her whole Trump situation is to still tell the joke, but bury it like 5 jokes down. So after she's on the stage for like 20 minutes, then she does the Trump thing. No mask. That's it. Just, you know, entering the stage that way, just weird. You know what? I'm glad Kathy is back to work because now she won't have to be arguing from that neighbor. We've been talking about this. Okay, Kathy Griffin. Well, she's going through it in like the weirdest way possible. I can never fight with my neighbors. You know what I mean? It's too close to home, literally. Kathy and her neighbor, not neighbor down the street, the neighbor right next door. Their houses are only separated by an alley with a bunch of trees in it. Yeah, see? Here's Kathy's house and here's Jeff's house. Well, Jeff is very, very rich. His name is Jeff Metzger, and he's the CEO of a building company. And that's Jeff. He's also a trumpet. So they've been fighting for years because of excessive noise from Jeff's house. Now, he doesn't look like a rock and roller, and neither does Kathy. I'm wondering, where is this noise coming from, Jeff? Well, he allegedly, they've been going back and forth, and he's been accused by Kathy of throwing garbage on her property. Oh, these are grown people, you all. Now, let me tell you something. I wish a neighbor would. He even allegedly turned his speakers toward Kathy's house and blasted Johnny Cash. Now, I don't know Kathy's relationship with the Cash estate. Maybe she doesn't like Johnny Cash, so this will drive her. I have no idea. So last week, they released audio of him fighting with Kathy. Now, mind you, this is a CEO, and as you can see by the beautiness of this neighborhood, these are top-notch financial people, all of them, acting a fool. The audio, sorry, shrimp and grits. Before my parents left to go back to Miami, my mom popped a little pan for me in the freezer, and I bought them for breakfast this morning. Delish. Anyway, funny thing about a grit is that no matter how much you brush your teeth, there's always one sitting there. Anyway, so posted audio of Jeff fighting with Kathy. Listen to the way these wealthy, smart people act stupid. Go ahead.
Hey, Randy, yourself. Seriously? You call on my grandkids at 9 o'clock? You're not even the owner. You're stuck with a bald dyke.
What's going on?
Let's declare war, because we got a lot to go for.
Randy, what's
Let's
happening?
bring it on, you bitch.
Randy, what's happening?
I've done enough trying to be a nice partner. You, neighbor. War's happening. Don't wait until we're gonna bring some things on you now. You.
So Kathy shares her mansion with her boyfriend, Randy, who we've met. And she's now had to file a restraining order against Jeff. Now, the houses are close. Who's restraining who? When I'm taking my recycle to the curb and you're checking the mail, you're right there and I'm right here. There is no restraining ordering for neighbors unless you live like on a Ponderosa, you know, where all the houses are far apart. This is a mess. So anyway, so his company found out about this, and they docked his, or they reduced the amount of his holiday bonus. But excuse me, don't clap. Because you know the bonus, based on the house he's living in, it was about $5 million. So the company, to save face, probably took out $500,000. But if I were Kathy, I'm not moving. I don't know who's in charge of moving at your house, and I don't know how many things you've gotten stolen from movers and other people who have sticky fingers on your stuff. I hate moving. So I'm not moving. I'm not. So Kathy's here, you know, Kathy Griffin. And the thing about Kathy is that we have not heard anything from Kathy since she held the bloody Trump head, you know? And so she's giving us exclusive conversation today. So I want you to listen very closely because Kathy Griffin is next! Please welcome back to our show, Kathy Griffin. Self-promotion, why not? Cue.
Hi, babe. Mwah, mwah. So glad to see you.
So glad you came.
Of course. Hi. Hi, everybody.
It's been a long time.
I know.
Wait, don't cross and get comfortable.
Oh, okay.
Shoe cam still
Yeah,
exists.
Okay, so here we go.
Yeah, really cute. By who?
These are Fendi's.
Fendi's.
These are Fendi's, and I cannot go jogging in them.
No, well,
But they're for you.
thank you. And
course.
your slacks,
Carolina Herrera.
okay? And your self-promotion is fabulous.
Do you love it? I have a movie out,
And there's no like advertising money, no studio or anything. If I have to wear a sandwich board, I want people to see this movie. You can get it on Apple, Amazon, and as of October 8th, it's in 40 countries outside the U.S. And December 2nd, it'll be on Prime Video in 62 countries outside the U.S. Tell the story.
So last week on the show, Kathy,
yes,
we did a throwback of a celebrity. We have this game that we play for a prize.
Oh.
I couldn't even guess that. How many nose jobs have you had?
2. That was 2 noses ago.
Okay,
and I found out that as you get older, your nose grows and your ears grow. And I think my nose is back to that again.
No, it's not. No,
but
it's
I
not.
can't have it gutted anymore. I'm afraid it'll like cave in or something.
Yeah.
So,
what would you tell that girl? How old were you there?
Oh my, that was my 8th grade picture.
Okay.
And I'm working, you know, the 5 head. And I'm sure I had tried to give myself a blowout because obviously my hair is extremely curly.
Yeah.
So that was my attempt at a blowout. And I was a Catholic girl gone bad. Like I was getting in trouble by the nuns all the time. And they would write on my report card, she has potential, but she's boy crazy. Which I still am.
Weren't we all?
Yes. Thank you.
All right, so the hair looks great.
Thank you.
And must be easy. Excuse me, must be easy to do.
I love it because you know, the first third of the film is a documentary that honestly it was just filmed on phones because like nobody would take a meeting with me or do anything. And the second 2/3 of the film are a comedy concert film, and I made a special, and nobody, you know, would even look at a 30-second like reel sizzle reel of it.
They wouldn't even take meetings with you?
Nothing. Nobody.
But you know Kris.
Who?
Kardashian Jenner.
Oh.
Couldn't she get you on E or something?
I don't know if she would like get me a gig. I don't know. Maybe I'm happy to do an eye pencil line if anyone, Kris, if you're watching. But I will say I actually talk about her in the film because while all the crazy Trump stuff was happening, I was living next door to Kim and Kanye.
Oh.
And I actually tell a story in the movie about the very night that the picture went live. I was having dinner with Kris Jenner and she came over.
The
and
picture
she was
of the head.
Yes, and she was actually
Trump.
super sweet and comforting, so I talk about it in the movie.
Kathy, that was 2 years ago.
2.5 years ago.
Why are people...
Oh no. So today, I'm here. I have breaking news. So today, just last night, I don't know if some of you guys have seen this. It's actually too graphic to show. The New York Times wouldn't even show it.
Oh, they can go on your social media, though, and see
yeah,
it. You still have
because
it up?
what happened, I did put it up because I think it's important. The fact that this photo that I took, which was not illegal, covered by the First Amendment, you can be offended by it. It's okay. It was a mask with ketchup, but you know, and you know, I was under a full federal investigation by 2 federal agencies.
And blocked from flying.
I was on the no-fly list.
How did you get here? Did you walk?
I'm off. No, I was actually exonerated. And like when Trump goes, I was exonerated. No, I have a letter from the government actually saying I was exonerated because they were investigating me and considering, and this is a historic story in our country, considering charging me with the crime of conspiracy to assassinate the President of the United States.
In the meantime, on your social media, the video that we can't show, but I've seen it, is the president with a gun.
There's a
killing
video
people
out. And he's doing it in a church like Dylan Roof, which is really bad news. And they made a video of Trump, you know, doing a mass shooting inside a church. And the last 2 people he murders are me and Hillary Clinton. And so the reason I talk about it is, you know, this thing will get all ginned up again. So like the same groups that came after me 2.5 years ago, they're going to be reinvigorated. And frankly, we don't know how people take that video. So it's really, really violent and people's heads get blown off. And you know, Stephanie Grisham, the White House press comms director, was trying to distance herself, but they played it at Doral, one of his golf clubs.
It's a fake video, but they're trying to make fun of it.
Yeah.
Kathy, how do people receive you in the streets? Like, because for me, I'd be like, hey, Kathy.
Yeah, all kinds of ways. I mean, it depends. Things have gotten better now. I will say this video today is not going to help. And so I already have been in contact with the FBI again. And so people are a little bit of everything. But like, I have been, you know, confronted on the streets many times.
Has your house been vandalized? Your mansion, excuse me.
My mansion that I paid for cash. Okay. That's right. That's right. You heard me. Cash. That's right.
Do people tomato
Save
your house?
money, ladies. Save your money, because you never know when you're going to need it.
Look, do they tomato your house?
No, but when I go outside, it's really odd because, you know, I don't know, like, who's who's one of them? Like, who's, people thought that I was in ISIS, okay, you guys? Like, they weren't just mad that I held up a mask with ketchup on it. Like, they then manipulated the photo and it went global, and I covered that in the movie. Like, I didn't know it was in Arabic papers, it was in papers in Russia, China, and saying Kathy Griffin, jihad asset. So people will come up to me on the street and, think I'm in ISIS, and these are obviously like the hardcore Trumpers, and it's very bizarre. I'm going to be 59 in a couple of weeks, and, once again, this video comes out today, and I'm like, would you really want this to happen to like your mom or your aunt or, and since the photo 2.5 years ago, I'm still like.
So you don't feel like the tide is turning?
I don't know. I mean, I still don't have a gig. I don't have.
So you paid for your whole on-demand special by yourself.
I paid for the film myself, and we even filmed the documentary portion. And
on an iPhone. On
an iPhone.
Your boyfriend.
Yes, my boyfriend.
You guys are still together?
Yeah, we're still together 8 years.
Okay.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
And he's here now.
He's here now.
He's in the building. He's in the building.
That's right. He's in the building. Still 19 years younger. Ho. And so, yeah, it's kind of a lot, you know what I mean? Because I worry about his safety even.
Has this caused turmoil at one particular point? I don't mean to be nosy, but I am.
No, it's okay. It has with our families. Like, his family is super, like, they're very vocal online about how they feel about me, and that's hard for him to deal with. And none of my family members talk to me. Not one Griffin has contacted me. Like, my cousin.
Now, hold on now. Are you serious?
No.
So how has that affected your relationship with him?
Oh, I think it's made us closer.
Okay.
Because, when you go through something like this that's so immense, like when the United States government and the president and the attorney general come after you, and they put you on the no-fly list, and then I was on the Interpol list when I could finally travel overseas because I couldn't make a living here, and I'm still, I have no network that will touch me, no streaming service.
If you were a man, this would have already been forgotten about. Like Eddie Murphy and Dave Chappelle have already been forgiven by the gay community for their homophobic.
And they're getting $40 million deals.
Yes.
And so I just want to say, like, I always, still want to talk about pay equality because, I know every woman fights it, but in the stand-up comedy world, it's really not that much better since then when I started. So one thing I did during this last couple of years, is besides make the movie, is I actually bought back my own library because it's really all about licensing and ownership. So I paid a lot of money to buy back all 6 seasons of My Life on the D-List, all 23 of my specials, the 2 seasons of my talk show, and here's the best part. It's worth nothing. Nobody wants to buy it, but I'm hoping like someday if I kick the bucket or something, somebody's going to be like, hey, I want to show those specials. They were funny or whatever. So I own them now. You got to come get them, and you got to pay me what you would pay a man. What you would pay a man.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
All right. So Jenny McCarthy, as we talked about on Hot Topics, is out with Ryan Seacrest. She quit New Year's Rockin' Eve. Ooh. Yeah. And I know you used to do it with Anderson, but now he does it with Andy.
Yes.
By the way, what's your relationship with Anderson? Did he turn his back on you, or did he?
Sorry, he did. I mean, you guys all saw it, so I can't lie about it.
Wow.
And it hurt. Like I always.
How do you get along with Andy?
I say in the movie.
Cohen.
I don't get along with Andy Cohen.
What celebrities do you like?
Well, not Andy Cohen. I mean, he was terrible to me. He fired me from Bravo, and he was a horrible boss the whole time I was there. And he gave himself a talk show, and he still runs the network. He's the only person in the history of television to give himself a nightly talk show, which magically gets picked up every season.
So would you, if Ryan Seacrest called you and said, "Come host on New Year's Eve," would you do it?
I love that you think ABC would like come anywhere near me. I mean, I wanted to. Here was my thing that I pitched for the last 2 years, and nobody was smart enough to bite. I wanted to do New Year's Eve Live with Kathy Griffin and Stormy Daniels. Thank you. That's a show. That's right. That is different. It's thinking outside the box, if you know what I'm saying, ladies. I still got it. And I think it would just be fun. And so, I don't know. But right now, I'm still like too scary to all the. It's just funny. Like everyone's so afraid.
Like if you go to Craig's for dinner, do you have to wait a long time for a table, or they tell you we're full? How do people in Hollywood treat you?
Not well. I don't go to Craig's anymore. I don't go out that much anymore. I went to one Emmy party and like hardly anybody talked to me. But the night before, I got to do be part of this really amazing show at the Greek Theater, like 7,000 seats capacity, and Jane Fonda performed and Lily Tomlin. Tomlin and Sia, and it was a celebration of the 50th anniversary of the LA Gay and Lesbian Center.
Yeah.
And that was just a whole different scenario. And
Yeah.
people were like really great. And obviously the LGBT community is being marginalized, as is people of color under this administration. So I'm just here to make you guys laugh and hope we all get through this. And, you know, gotta laugh no matter what. So
It's nice to talk with you.
I love talking with you always.
Kathy Griffin, everybody, give it up for her. Check out her new film. It's called Kathy Griffin, A Hell of a Story, anywhere you can buy or rent movies. We'll be right back. So Kathy Griffin is blasted by a male newscaster during a live interview. No, she did the blasting to him. I'm sorry. His name is Sam. Sam is like, 50 years in LA news. He's an entertainment reporter. Well, Kathy was on KTLA, a Sam station in Los Angeles, and she mentioned how hard it is being an older woman comedian. That's when things got kind of awkward. Take a look.
And by the way, I still do not have one single day of paid work ahead of me for the rest of my life. Now, you tell me that's not because I'm a 58-year-old female in comedy. Yeah, take that, guys who make the decisions. But this movie's doing really well. It's winning awards.
58-year-old comedians that are working out there.
Are you? Name 5 women.
I'm not into the
I thought
comedy
so.
thing. Yeah.
What is this guy? What's with the new guy?
The new guy.
Look, the point is, it's a male-dominated field, which I don't really want to hear your take on
We
that.
got guests here every day.
Yeah, okay, that's all right. But you should know your stats, though. Anyway, working in a male-dominated field is something where I deal with that sort of thing every day. So I spend most of my day trying to talk to older white guys and explain I just want to do what I do.
Well, I don't recall having that kind of conversation when she came here. We had a good old time. We talked about a lot of stuff. I like Kathy Griffin. And by the way, Mark Krisky, I believe is his name. That's that news reporter who was talking to her, the other one on the end. He's been there for 20 years, so she knows that he's been around. She was joking with him. But you know, Kathy does have a point. How many female comedians that you can name over 58 years old, which is how old Kathy is. But right off the top of my head, I was like, I can name more than 3. I came up with a few over 58. Lunel. Lisa Lampanelli, Whoopi Goldberg, Joy Behar, Ellen DeGeneres, Roseanne, Sandra Bernhard. Where are we going with this conversation? But I get what she means. Because it seems like, and we talk about this all the time, and it doesn't matter what your profession is, it seems like people have had enough with us as women after we turn, it depends on if you look like a raisin at 40. Because if you don't moisturize, then 40 really becomes the new 60. I've seen a lot of rough 40-year-olds. Just saying. But we women just seem to have an expiration date, particularly depending on the career that you have. Like, I would pay to go see a Kathy Griffin stand-up. What I think Kathy is not reckoning in her own mind is, and Kathy, I told you this behind the scenes, and maybe in front of the scenes, you went too far with a bloody Trump head. You went too far with that. Like, we're still not allowed to burn the American flag, and there are plenty of Americans who don't even like the American flag. But that's illegal. And whether you like your president or you don't like your president, he's still the president, and it's still illegal, as far as I know.
Right.
But it's also been 2 years.
2 years.
And people have done worse.
Right.
I mean, people have done much worse. I say, Kathy should be forgiven, but she shouldn't be so defensive. And if I were her, I would keep politics out of my jokes. I would just tell jokes about crotches and, and my mother and my friends and my dog, or something like that. Like, I would just keep politics out of everything. But yeah, Kathy, keep going, girl. Just keep going. But you've got to take some blame for the things that have happened to you. I'm sorry, Kathy, but that's the way I feel.